Hello, NACC fans. Hope everyone had a great weekend and their week is off to a great start. I apologize for the late release of this week's podcast, but wanted to gather a lot of information heading into the last podcast for the 2019-2020. But it was a good weekend for NAC basketball. It was not the weekend that I'm sure NAC fans wanted, but it was a great opportunity for two really good programs to be able to play in the NCAA tournament. First game last week, Benedictine traveled to Wittenberg to take on Susquehanna. Unfortunately, they came up a little short, 64 to 59. Kenny Bogus led the way for Benedictine with 21 points and 6 rebounds. No Eric Rigo in the second half for Benedictine. In the first half, he did have 8 points and 5 rebounds. On the afternoon, Benedictine was plus 8 off the bench. Susquehanna had 3 players in double digits, led by Lucas Urastes with 20 points, Danny Fronheim with 15 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and Zach Necht with 13 points and 7 rebounds. On the afternoon, Benedictine shot 32% from the field, 41% from 3, and 82% from the free throw line. Susquehanna finished shooting 36% from the field, 22% from the three-point line, and 65% from the free throw line. Benedictine finished the year 20-7 overall and 16-4 in the NAC, where they earned the number 1 seed in the NAC tournament. They were co-NAC champions with Wisconsin Lutheran and had a great season. The other game, the evening game, was Concordia, Wisconsin at UW Platteville. Concordia, Wisconsin lost their first round game to UW Platteville 86-74. CUW was led by Joey Zietlow with 20 points and 5 rebounds. Jared Jers with 17 points. Brandon Keller and Jordan Johnson both with 13 points, and Lake George with 11. No bench points for Concordia, Wisconsin. UW Platteville is led by Justin Fox with 18 points and 6 rebounds off the bench. Quentin Shields with 17. Blake McCann with 15. Carter Volker with 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists. And Kyle Atuma with 11 points and 8 rebounds. CUW was able to force 15 UW Platteville turnovers. CUW shot 48% from the field, 39% from 3, and 54% from the free throw line. UW Platteville shot 53% from the field, 33% from the three-point line, and 63% from the free throw line. CUW finished the year 19-10 overall, 15-5 in the NAC play. They did win the NAC tournament, so they got the automatic qualifier, while Benedictine got an at-large bid. So, great opportunity for both programs to play in the NCAA tournament. Was able to watch both games, and it's hopefully those guys appreciated and really let it soak in the opportunity that they had. As a conference overall, also want to talk a little bit about the opportunities that the women's side had. They also had 2 teams qualify for the NCAA tournament. Edgewood College women's basketball lost their first round matchup 61-40 to UW Oshkosh. Edgewood women finished 25-3 on the year and 18-2 in the NAC. They got the automatic qualifier by beating Benedictine at Benedictine in the NAC championship, but the Benedictine women also earned an at-large bid. They lost 65-37 to Trine in their first round matchup. On the year, the Eagles finished 24-4 overall and a perfect 20-0 in conference play. So 4 teams represented between men's and women's basketball represented the NAC, which I believe has not happened in the history of the NAC to get 4 teams in, 2 men and 2 women. So great accomplishment, awesome for all 4 programs, and hopefully that success continues into the off season and pays off dividends for recruiting and the hard work that it's going to continue to take to get back to where they were and even take a step farther in winning an NCAA tournament game for these programs, because they do return a lot of talent on all four programs. So I don't imagine them taking any steps back. So that completes the 2019-2020 NACC men's basketball season with Benedictine. Just a little bit of recap. Benedictine and Wisconsin Lutheran were co-regular season champions. Concordia, Wisconsin won the NACC tournament. Andrew Brudnick was Player of the Year. Coach Onison out of Wisconsin Lutheran was Coach of the Year. Freshman year was Nick Kosic from Benedictine. And Defensive Player of the Year was Max Hizataki. So a lot of really talented players return. And we also add St. Norbert, who also played in the NCAA tournament, lost their first round game to St. Thomas. They joined the NACC, so now the NACC becomes even tougher. St. Norbert was ranked in the top 25 throughout the season, returned a lot of talent, a lot of production for their program. So the NACC is only going to get deeper, and it's going to get better, and it's only going to get tougher to qualify for a NACC tournament. I know in years past, coaches are about 50-50 on going back to 8 teams for the NACC or sticking with the 6. So with the conference growing, I'm curious to see if those conversations continue to stay happening, or if it's just going to stay at 6. And if it does, man, just like this year and every other year, you're going to have some really talented teams missing out on the conference tournament just because it's going to be deep and it's going to be talented and it's going to be a dogfight, just like it is every year, just like it is every game. If you want to be in a NACC tournament, you got to take care of business on the road. Everybody pretty much, for the most part, handles business at home, but you got to, and I say steal some games on the road if you want to be NACC champions and if you want to make the NACC tournament. So I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what kind of commits each program gets. That's the great thing about social media, is a lot of kids announce their decisions. So things are out there. I'm excited to see that. Excited. I mean, I'm already counting down the days to October 15th and practices beginning, because then shortly after seasons begin and real games begin, and it's going to be another fun year heading into the 2020-2021 NACC season. So I appreciate everybody that's taking the time to listen to the podcast throughout the season. Hopefully everybody enjoyed it, because I certainly enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun. It was different just because for the last 11 years I was either playing or coaching, stressing with the ups and downs of a season and the the matchups with coaches and players and doing all scouting reports and being around my staff, so that I was able to be around for the 11 years. For guys I played for, the coaches that coached with me as both an assistant and as a head coach. Can't thank them enough for what they did for our program and what we were able to do. But through those 11 years, I also got to develop relationships with other coaches throughout the NACC and assistant coaches, and there's a lot of great assistant coaches that I feel will very soon, probably next 3 to 4 years, I think you'll see some NACC assistants becoming head coaches, and I'm excited for them because they are great coaches. They're guys that I constantly saw in the gym, recruiting throughout the summer, throughout the fall, the spring. These NACC coaches live in high school gyms and junior college gyms throughout the Midwest, and it's shown with the talent that they've been able to bring in for their respective programs. Going to go on a little bit of an advice column here. I don't know if players listen to this or not, but I have some advice for you. The season's over. Maybe it went the way you wanted it to. Maybe it didn't. Maybe you felt like you should have got some opportunities, but you didn't. Learn, grow, stay in the gym, Stay in the weight room. Have conversations with your coaches on what you can improve on, where you need to improve. You can have those conversations, and you need to have those conversations. But the biggest conversation you probably need to have is an honest one with yourself. Were you the first one in the gym? Were you the last one in the gym? Were you the best teammate every single day? Did you give your best effort every day? Did you do everything that the coaches asked you to do? Not even just on the court, but also off the court. All of that comes into factor when it comes down to playing time, in roles, in who starts, and who comes off the bench. And it's tough to be honest with yourself. That's the hardest conversation that anybody has in any profession, no matter what, is a conversation that they have with themselves. Because we tell ourselves all the time, well, I am doing what I'm supposed to be doing. I am working hard. I am putting in the extra work. But are you really? Are you really putting in the extra work, working on your strengths, building up your weaknesses, fitting in to your program? Are you 100% bought in? Because the second that you stop buying into your program is the second that things do not go well for you. Because every program is different, every coach is different, every role is different. There can only be one leading scorer. But there's a lot of ways to affect the game, and there's a lot of ways that you can get on the floor. There's a lot of ways that you can take advantage of your opportunities that you're given. Because those opportunities are every single day. Every day you have a chance to get into the gym, to get into the weight room, to watch film, to study. Take advantage of those opportunities. Buy into what your coach says, what your coach wants you to do, because every single coach in the NACC is really good. And it's shown each year. It's shown improvements in programs this year that were traditionally at the bottom, that we're right in the middle and right in the thick of things. But in order for things to grow, everybody has to buy in, and you as an individual player has to buy in what is being asked of you. And the big thing is are you being the best you can be consistently? You're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where you don't shoot it well, or, shots just don't fall, or, you just have a bad day. But your effort should never change. Being a great teammate should never change. All of that should remain the same. And the energy that you bring, whether you start, you come off the bench, or you don't get off the bench. What's your energy and what's your attitude will determine for you when your opportunity comes, and are you ready when your opportunity comes? But the biggest thing is buy-in. If you're motivated because things did not go the way you wanted it to go, or maybe you thought it was going to go or should have gone, buy in. Don't be half in, half out, because you're never going to get that opportunity with where you're at. Be all in. Give your best effort. You won't regret it. I guarantee it. So that's my rant and that's my advice, mostly because I miss being around a game of basketball, miss being around NACC, but I am looking forward to catching up with the coaches this spring and summer at high school and AAU tournaments, and a lot of coaches I still talk to throughout the season. So I hope everyone has a great one. I appreciate it, and I look forward to seeing everybody again this upcoming season. Have a good day.